This is Coyote News. This is Coyote News.
Tom Brokaw's back on campus. The USD graduate and former NBC News anchor joins Coyote News' Rachel Newville live in the studio to talk about some of his fondest memories. Rachel?
Thanks, Cassidy. Brokaw graduated USD in 1964 and joins me today to talk about going from a USD student to one of the most respected journalists in America. What were some of the steps you took to go from a USD grad to the nightly news desk at NBC?
Well, it was not just one leap, actually. I was working while I was a student here at KTIV in Sioux City, commuting back and forth. My next full-time job was in Omaha. I went from Omaha quite quickly to Atlanta, very quickly after that to NBC in California. But I was always well prepared because of the time that I spent here. I was a political science major, but I worked a lot on KUSD radio, and at the beginning of television at the university, I did a documentary, I remember, on lever-action rifles. My wife was a camera person at the time. So all of those experiences really do help you gain confidence to go out into what passes for the real world.
What's one of your favorite memories from when you were at USD?
Well, I think all very favorite memories, mostly the friends that I made. A number of them will be here tonight, and it's hard for me to believe that all that time has passed. You know, we were part of what they call the silent generation. We were born just as World War II was starting, so we're not members of the greatest generation. And neither were we baby boomers. They came after the war. So we had a real advantage of when the war ended and we were coming of age. There were opportunities for us our parents could not have imagined. And I think that all my friends at the university that I've stayed in touch with took full advantage of that. And that's a great tribute to the university because it prepared them well to their own sense of aspirations as Americans, and they want to make their families proud of what they did. So that is something that is a continuum, I think, in American life. Families send their children off to college, the children try to do well by their parents, and then they prepare to send their own children off.
How do you think college students' relationship with news media has changed since you were a college student?
Well, there are 1,000 different choices all day long. In those days, frankly, there was just two network news broadcasts, Chet Huntley and David Brinkley on NBC, which is where I wanted to go, and I ended up, and then Walter Cronkite on CBS. Radio was still a very dominant news source in those days. Now, with the addition of social media and cable television and all the other outlets that you have, I mean, you have an iPhone, I assume, and I bet you get a lot of your news off that, frankly. And that's a good thing. The downside is you don't have an opportunity to kind of check the veracity of what you're reading, the authenticity of it. And I think that's incumbent upon every citizen to be more alert to the opportunities for manipulation on the part of social media. So we all have to weigh in on that.
Thank you. The last time Brokaw visited USD was in 2012 when he was the Marshal of the Dakota Days Parade. Live in the Al Newharth Media Center for Coyote News, I'm Rachel Newville.